Hey guys, welcome back to the 5th episode of Cooking Chronicles podcast. Today we're going to be talking about cooking techniques that you should know. And yeah, to start us off, how's everyone's doing? How's everyone's?
How you doing?
That's exactly how we're doing. I feel like it's that point in the school year. It's just delusional and ready to be done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just trying to make it through, especially as seniors. I'm just trying to graduate.
Literally just trying to graduate.
No, actually.
This is irrelevant, but like I got my cap and gown in the mail and I put it on. I got my graduation dress, and then I was just standing in the hallway trying it on. I was like,
She's standing there cap and gown like this.
Literally, my room's like, "Are you okay?" I was like,
I'm just ready.
please.
Anyway, how's everyone else doing?
Good.
Doing great.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I was so sad to miss the podcast last week too because my car was like broken down and it was just getting worse and worse the whole week. And then I was like, yeah, I haven't like Tuesday was the first day I came to school after like spring break, so I felt like I had been away for forever. And it was such a wreck coming back to because I'm like,
No, that's fine. Yeah. Is everything fixed though?
yeah, everything's fixed now. Luckily, I mean, I drove here, I'm alive.
Yeah. It sucks.
I made it. Anytime I make it, I'm like,
She made it there.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
She did that.
Anyways, so what was everyone's favorite meal or recipe that they tried this past week?
You want to start?
Yeah. What did I have? I think yesterday my mom made some lo mein. That was good.
Okay. For me, it was Five Guys, and it is also the most expensive meal I think I've ever had.
Five Guys is so expensive.
A
Like,
burger,
it's-
a regular fry, and a regular drink, $24.
I
almost threw up. Like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I went for the first time, like, not that long ago, probably like half a year ago. I went for the first time ever, and I had never been to Five Guys before. And my boyfriend took me, and I went, and like we go in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get like a burger. I didn't even know that cheeseburger were doubles to begin with. And then I see the price, it's like what, $11 for just the burger. But I thought it was the meal, and I'm like, why is there a thing that says like fries on the side, or I think he ordered fries on the side or something, and I was like, why'd you order fries on the side? Like, does the cheeseburger come with fries? And he's like, no. I'm like, it's $11 for a burger.
You can get a $5 biggie bite from Wendy's.
Yeah.
True.
Exactly.
So true.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's around. Well,
Hey.
we got Chinese takeout one night, and it was like the crappy Chinese takeout, but it was so good. My tummy hurt so bad. We just had our little spread out on the floor, but I was fighting for my life afterwards. But it was so good.
Literally the same thing happened to me this last week. I literally got like, me and my family got Chinese food probably like at 8 p.m. and like all night and the next morning I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I was like, my stomach is killing me.
I was best friends with my bathroom for the last year.
Oh.
You don't have to put that in there.
Yeah.
We can cut that out.
Yeah. My.
What are your pasta recipes?
That lemon garlic pasta.
Okay, I'll give you two answers, but one answer feels like such a plug, but it's genuinely like the truth, and then the other answer is kind of like really you could do better than that. But it just tells you I'm on such a college diet right now. So my favorite is the lemon garlic pasta with chicken that I made. Check it out on our social media. It's really good. And then the other thing that I ate that was really good, and it wasn't like a meal, but it was like my like second meal, like second dinner kind of thing. Like I went to Taco Mac with friends late at night, and I got loaded French fries, and they were
Classic.
so good.
Classic.
Taco Mac French fries are so good for no reason, like so good.
They're so good.
They're nice and crunchy and seasoned.
I love loaded french fries, period.
No, yeah, it hit. I haven't had them in so long.
It's just something, I don't think you understand, I'm obsessed with loaded fries. It's just
No,
something
like, I actually
about
love
like,
them.
it's like every so often I have to have
What's your
loaded
favorite
fries.
like topping on loaded fries?
Carne asada, like loaded fries. Like the melted cheese, the beans, the like taco meat, the pico de gallo, the guacamole, the crema, the
Where did you
chipotle
get that?
sauce. Actually, there's a place by here that first put me onto those fries. It's like okay now compared to the ones I've had after that, but the first time I ever had it was this place by here. I think it's called Tacos La Villa or something.
Oh, I've heard of that.
They have like loaded carne asada fries there, and they're pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, I would recommend that. But otherwise, I just tend to make it myself
Yeah.
at home, and like I'll put like crazy toppings in there. Yeah, it's really good.
Yum.
Yep. I didn't have that this past week though. My favorite meal this week. I don't know. I tried to make. So last night I tried to make garlic parm chicken. Wait. Parm chicken.
Parmesan chicken?
Yes, Parmesan chicken pasta, but it was like pasta, so it's not like Parmesan chicken actually, but it's like pasta.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to make it last night, following the recipe and stuff, and it just didn't come out the way I expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
Like it came out okay, but it didn't come out like super like great.
Was this the sauce with the red sauce you're talking about?
Yeah, so the sauce basically was like, so it's different from like the way I usually cook pasta, because it was basically like you cook the chicken and then it was like crushed tomatoes and chicken broth and then like mixed with water,
Mm-hmm.
and then you put the noodles in and boil it like that. And so I just felt like it didn't have much flavor to it. Like it was missing, that's why I put the lemon in it, because I felt like it was missing like a tang. It was missing, it was just missing flavor. And I was seasoning the crap out of it, but it's just like it wasn't, I don't know. I think it was too much tomatoes. Maybe some heavy whipping cream would have helped that, I don't know. At that point I just didn't know what to do. I was like, I'm like, I need Cooking Chronicles for myself.
That's why we're
literally. But yeah, but I mean it wasn't bad. I'll show you guys a picture later.
So I didn't cook for last week, but I did go out to this Filipino restaurant called Kamayan, ATL. I would recommend it if you look for like authentic Filipino food. I thought it was like really good.
I love
The setting though, it is a little bit. The parking lot was kind of like janky.
Is it like a hole in the wall?
Huh?
Is it like a hole in the wall like the restaurant itself? Or like it's just the parking lot a little sketch?
No, it's a hole in the wall, but it's very small. It's very the tables are pushed together, so like it kind of gives off like a family setting. Like it doesn't really like you shouldn't really matter how close you are sitting to the next people. Like you're just there to enjoy food.
That's
Type of setting. The people there, the cooks, they were really friendly. The only complaint I had was having to wait for how to get the menu, because they sat us down. I had a reservation. They sat us down, and we're just sitting there for like 5 minutes. We're like, how do we get the menu? And all the other tables except for ours had a QR code for the menu. So we're just like, we're looking stuck. Yeah, so we just like, hey, can we borrow your QR code?
Oh. How'd you get the menu?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was a little thing where it's like you tell them what table you are and then you order from the list, and then they'll bring it out to you one by one. So like if you order like an appetizer in that one or that one order, they'll bring out the appetizer and the entree and the dessert.
Did you order on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so there's no
That's
like
cool.
waiters or anything.
No. They just go. They know what table you are. They go bring it
Do
to
the
you.
cooks bring you the food? Is that how you met the cooks?
I'm pretty sure they had waiters, but this one dude, he's a cook.
Well,
He would always come out and just say, "Hey, you guys enjoying it?"
Okay.
Okay.
Sweet.
We're like, are there waiters? No, there's no waiters. So we're just
They're waiters.
no waiters.
I don't know.
Well, it was like,
everyone.
because you started off, you're like, the cooks were so friendly, so I was like, oh, okay, like, the cooks are just really involved.
I mean, everyone looked like they were a waiter and a cook. Like I feel like they were like doing.
Double.
They were all in
everything.
one.
Yeah.
So the cooks were really involved.
The cooks were the
The
leaders.
waiters were really
The waiters were the cooks.
You're the cook and the waiter.
And hosts
yeah.
probably.
This
I
was
don't
like
know.
the Holy Trinity.
Wow.
I'm believing guys.
Wow, that's a far reach statement.
She said, it's like
Holy She's gonna go to the restaurant. and be
waiter,
like,
yes,
"Excuse
holy
me, please tell me what's in your job description."
Yeah, that was a bit of an exaggeration.
That's
but,
funny. Actually, you know what? I just remembered something I did eat this past week that was amazing. Was I went to this new Korean barbecue place that opened in Buford, and it was so freaking good. It
I
was
love
so
Korean
good.
barbecue.
They had tteokbokki, and it was like not like super chewy, but it was like crispy on the outside. Oh, it was so perfect. That was my favorite meal this past week. Okay, so does anyone have like a favorite cookbook that they read, or a favorite food blogger, recipe shares, food influencers that they tend to heavily get their recipes from?
This is so basic, but TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, I find so much stuff on there. I just be scrolling and be like, that looks good, and then I save it.
I have a few people I follow on Instagram specifically. but I don't always actually there's so few times I actually make the recipe. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying?
I usually just like it because it looks good. I'll
Yeah.
never make it, but
There's one girl
So-
named, I think her name's Justine Snacks.
Mhm.
I don't know, I'll figure it out. I'll let you know, we can put the handle on the screen somewhere. But she makes some really cool stuff, and she's like in this little New York studio apartment, so she's like having to pull out like a little, I mean, I'm assuming that's what it, I don't know, I've never been to her house.
My besties were there.
No. Would love to be though, it seems cool. But anyway, she lives in New York, and so she goes and gets like this like fresh bread from places and makes these really cool stuff, and it's like more fancy and elevated, but she has like little burners that she has to like plug into the wall, you know, to cook with. It sounds fun, but I think I would hate that lifestyle.
No, yeah. I
That would
like
be
having
so
a good
much
work area.
Yeah.
To cook.
Yeah.
It takes so much effort to already cook as is. Imagine having to pull out like
Like
20
make your
parts of
kitchen?
it, make your kitchen, and then literally put your kitchen away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
too much
no, thank you. But I like her a lot, and then
For her to be a food influencer like that is actually crazy. Like she's
Mhm.
dedicated.
no, and her stuff is like so cool.
Yeah.
Like it's not like just basic recipes. Like it's like fun and fancy.
Mhm.
Like I could never, but love that for her. Yeah, I've never made a single one of her recipes. So she's one I like follow for fun. And then I've got some others. I can't think of their names. I don't know. It wasn't very helpful. Sorry.
Okay, I just said I scrolled through my For You page, so.
Yeah. I mean that too. I found a carrot recipe that I'm gonna try that I found on my For You page.
You make
recently.
carrots?
Yeah. So can
Isn't
I pull
that
it up to
garlic?
show you guys? Is that against podcast rules?
No.
no, I don't
Okay.
think so.
I showed my
Did
roommate.
you just grow carrots?
Okay,
Is it like
Let
a
me show
carrot
you.
cake type thing? Or?
no. So it's raw carrots. Fun fact, raw carrots are really good for your hormones. I sound so crunchy right now.
Oh, the thing with the carrot salad. Dude, I've seen
It's where
this.
your hormones
Yes.
start, and this is my favorite way.
So this girl's name is Audrey.
I've seen her.
Healthy honey is the @ of this TikTok girl that I found. But basically she takes a carrot and like peels it into these little strips. She
Love putting
puts broccoli sprouts on top.
anything.
And then she puts
For the oil, you can't.
oil and a vinegar together on top. She uses like sesame oil and rice vinegar, I think, but you can really like any oil and vinegar like combo. Like for her salads, that's my favorite kind of dressing to use. And you put coconut aminos on top.
Oh, yeah.
And then Trader Joe's, love Trader Joe's, has a,
A
what
little
is it
drizzle.
called?
I don't vinegar. I do rice. I don't mustard. I'm sorry. Steam. Is I add a little chili onion crunch.
Chili onion crunch.
Ooh,
I was like, I
yes.
remember what it's called. But it looks so good. And you just mix it all up and you just eat these raw carrots. And it's good for you. And it looks really yummy. I'll let you guys know how it is. I'm gonna try it soon.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Is there a final result on that video?
It just kind of looks like
She's just like
noodles
slurping up
almost.
these carrot noodles, kind of.
Look how delicious.
Yeah.
Mix it all up.
Yeah.
Add a little chili onion
Wait.
crunch.
Sorry guys.
Look how delicious.
This is the final result.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm sorry. What
I'll
kind of
put a
recipe?
picture somewhere.
Carrot recipe? Raw carrot recipe? I'm like,
Carrot recipe sounds interesting.
That's
So
just
rabbit
like the thing, yeah. It's a good snack
Elevated.
probably.
elevated
Yeah.
rabbit food.
Yeah. But that's the most it's so random and weird, I know. The most recent TikTok I've seen that I want to try. And it looks easy.
Yeah.
You know?
That sounds
So,
fun.
yeah.
Lately I've just been like Googling like really good recipes.
Mm,
And then I'll just
Something
find like
super
the first
yummy.
one that has like 5 stars. I'll be like,
yeah.
I'm gonna make that.
I feel like Pinterest always has good stuff.
Yeah.
I go through my Pinterest board a lot of times finding
Yeah.
something, so I have some good pins. I just don't usually actually try them.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you guys actually try our recipes and don't just
Look at the
Look at
Look
them.
at
Don't
them.
save it for later.
Yeah.
Do it now.
most of them
Make
are
a
pretty
matter of fact,
easy.
pull the ingredients out of your fridge right now. I'm kidding.
You
Right.
probably have a lot of them.
Yeah.
But wait guys, I just thought about this since you said pull your ingredients out of the fridge. I have a new answer for my favorite thing I ate. Maybe I should save this for next week, but I'm excited when you're talking about it. I made banana bread.
Mm.
I haven't eaten it yet because I made it last night. It's my roommate's birthday today, and I'm on a college budget, so
Yeah.
I didn't have the money to make her a cake, but I had $3 to go buy some more flour to make banana bread. So she's getting a banana bread instead of a cake and make it from scratch, and it's the best thing ever. And then I'm gonna take bananas, So you make like a little caramelization thing with butter and a little bit of vanilla extract and brown sugar, and then you toss the
Like
bananas in
creme
there.
brulee.
Yes,
That
and then
sounds
put it on
good.
top of the banana bread with a little bit of whipped cream. It is so good, like the best dessert. So that's my answer to the first question.
Wow.
Sorry.
That sounds amazing. But
Yeah.
let us know how it tastes.
I will. It's,
Send us
it's
pictures.
gonna be good. I promise.
I'm really send us pictures. Yeah, well, I tried this recipe last week that I was talking about earlier, the Parmesan chicken pasta, and yeah, I don't know if it was the way that I cooked the noodles with the sauce that made it like not. It made it a little mushy, almost like the noodles were a little mushy. So I don't know if I did something wrong. But then that goes into our topic today about how sometimes you can have great recipes, but sometimes you don't know basic cooking techniques, so it can be easy to like mess a recipe up. I searched up like some good like cooking books and stuff, and some of the main ones that I found for beginners on like specifically cooking techniques is Good Eats and the book called Joy of Cooking. I've heard were pretty good.
Good Eats used to be a show by a chef named Alton Brown. Fun fact, and I forgot, he didn't or wasn't originally a chef, but he just like fell in love with the science of cooking, and it's not airing anymore, but it used to be my favorite show to watch when I was little, and he has the coolest books, and he always talks about like the science behind the cooking, but it's kind of funny because he does it with puppets and it's kind of weird, but his recipes are so good, and it's really interesting to read and watch, so definitely recommend Good Eats.
No, because it's so crazy how much, like, as I was doing the research and stuff, I was like, there's so much science that goes into cooking. It is actually insane. I just read a book, this is like totally unrelated, but I read a book called, what the heck is it called?
I love that one.
It's chemistry something, Lessons in Chemistry.
Oh my gosh, my mom told me about
Is
that.
it good?
There's a show out on Apple TV of it.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
did not know
Yeah.
that. Oh wow. Yeah, I finished it not that long ago, but it's a really good book. And basically, the main character, she's a scientist, but she also cooks like really, really well because she's a scientist, and her kitchen is literally like a lab.
That's
It's
so
like
cool.
crazy. But yeah, so we're gonna get into the cooking techniques that every home cook should know. Some of the more fancier ones, other than like frying and sauteing, we kind of talked about that on our first podcast if you want to go back and listen to that. But we're going into some more specific ones, and one of the first ones is emulsifying. So emulsifying is using two liquids that cannot dissolve in each other to form a uniform solution. And an example would be like oil and water, and basically the small droplets of one solution disperse throughout the other. Again, it's a lot of science. We got this information from a masterclass blog if you want to read more on that. And basically this is used to create like thicker, creamy sauces, because apparently like basically melting the oil molecules in the water makes it a more thicker consistency. So yeah, it's usually used, it's usually cooked for, of course, like the thicker creamy sauces, and then ganache apparently is like made this with this. So yeah, that's emulsifying. Another one that's pretty popular is caramelizing. I didn't actually know what caramelizing was until recently, because I had a recipe that said to caramelize onions, and I was literally just like cooking the onions, and then my boyfriend was like, "You're supposed to put some like sugar in that dough to actually caramelize it," and I was like, I don't know, I thought that just meant like frying it.
Cooking it.
That's what we're doing
Caramelized
with the
onions.
bananas for banana bread.
Oh,
It
really?
takes so long to caramelize onions. It takes like a good, you cook them for like 40 minutes, like in a pan, till they become like brown and like almost like a jam. Like it takes so long to caramelize onions.
And I did not do it. I probably most definitely did it wrong that day, but
It's okay. I don't like caramel. It just takes, they're yummy, but it takes a really, really long time.
yeah. So again, from the Masterclass blog, it's defined as the slow cooking process that occurs when the sugar is cooked over low heat, and it causes a change in both appearance and flavor. It's a process apparently called pyrolysis or something. The sugar in the food oxidizes, takes on a brown color, and a rich, slightly sweet and nutty flavor. Of course, used for onions, grilled pineapples, maybe for like burgers, as well as like bacon and with like brown sugars, another thing to like caramelize. So yeah, it does take a while though. So that's another thing. Saute. So saute is something like I still don't really understand, because I was trying to saute. They'd be like, saute your vegetables, and I'm like, what does this mean? Let's throw my vegetables in there. Sauteing is actually a cooking technique that sorry, cut that out. Sauteing is actually a dry heat cooking method, which involves cooking a small amount of fat in a hot pan while tossing ingredients around. For this technique to be successful, it is very important to get the pan hot before adding the fat in it. Whether that be butter or oil, use your fat of choice. And it's used to enhance the flavors in a dish by browning the surface area of the food. So yeah, I think temperature is really important. I feel like when it comes to the different like cooking techniques, one of the main things I've noticed is that you will either say like really hot heat or not. My mom always made it a point to tell me growing up that like before you cook, always let your pan heat up. And I sometimes still don't listen.
No, I still don't do that. I know it's important, but I just like.
And then I get mad when the thing gets like stuck to the
Yeah.
pan. So I'm like, oh, why is it sticking?
Yeah.
Probably because I didn't let it warm up. Sauteing is usually used for vegetables. It helps apparently retain nutrients and without cooking away the freshness. And it tends to be good for presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Which that information was gotten from a blog called Le Creuset, I think.
Yes, they're a
Great.
What are they?
They make pans. And pots.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. I
Totally.
cannot
They
say
do.
that.
It's like enamel pots and pans.
Yeah, they're really nice.
They're really nice. They're so expensive. They're very bougie,
Yeah,
but they're
it's
so
so
cute. They have
nice.
so many pretty colors.
They do, yeah.
One
That's
day.
on my dream kitchen list, in case you're wondering.
Le Creuset.
Yeah.
Put it on your wedding registry.
Yeah,
We'll
whatever
send it to you,
it is,
don't
that's
worry.
gonna be, yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, from us.
From
We
the
like
Cooking
from years
Chronicles.
ago.
Cooking Chronicles.
Cooking Chronicles.
She'll be at her wedding like,
What?
okay, another one that I've actually never heard of this is called blanching. This is apparently when you're trying to freeze your fruit and veggies, you briefly cook your fruits and veggies in boiling water, like you briefly submerge them and then immediately cool them to stop further cooking. This apparently deactivates enzymes that can affect flavor and allows it to be stored in peak condition, which that was information you got from Food Network blog. Another technique is roasting.
Brewing.
Mhm. Which blanching you can do, sorry to jump
Go
back,
ahead.
for like, I do it when I'm like making mashed potatoes, like I'll boil the potatoes and then when I'm done boiling them, I'll throw them into the cold water, make them stop before I mash them up. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Sorry, how do you say it again?
brewing.
Brewing. So
So
roux.
say the X, it's kind of weird.
It's
I was thinking
French.
roux.
Yeah.
Roux.
It's French.
So a roux is a mixture of equal parts flour and fat, cooked together over low to medium heat to create a uniform thickening agent that's deployed in saucy recipes, as described by the blog called Bon Appetit.
Bon appetit.
Also enunciated for no reason. Butter or oil again can be used as the fat, but there are apparently several categories of this. There's like light, which is like white and blonde roux, and then there's brown and dark.
They're usually
And it
used-
depends on how long you
Yeah.
cook it.
Dark roux are usually used in things like a lot of like not jambalaya. What am I thinking that? Yeah, jambalaya. Jambalaya uses a dark roux, but then the lighter ones are used for things like mac and cheese. If you ever make mac and cheese from scratch, you start with a roux and then you add your cheese in to make, and that becomes like the cheese sauce. Because it just like, makes it deeper and like
Flavor. Brings out the flavor.
yeah,
Everything brings out the flavor.
everything.
Braising is a cooking method that involves a quick, high heat sear followed by a low and gentle simmer in a thin layer of liquid. It tends to be good for juicier and more tender meat without minimizing moisture loss. Then there's searing, which searing is a cooking technique that exposes ingredients to a high temperature to create crisp browning on the outside, and then
The method enhances the flavor, is how it's spelled, on the dish, and is often done in a small amount of oil, butter, or fat. By cooking the surface of the food on high heat, a crispy brown exterior is achieved while maintaining the tenderness of the moisture of the dish. So this is usually done at the beginning of a recipe, or followed by another cooking method. And we also got that information from La Crusette.
Yes. And then the final technique we're going to be talking about today is simmering. So simmering is a cooking method that brings the liquid of a dish to just below boiling point over lower heat. And this method uses moderate heat to soften foods slowly over time before gradually adding seasonings and other ingredients to the dish. Simmering allows food to maintain its structure and deepens flavors, delivering a more tender final dish. And this is usually used for soups, stews, or cooking grains like rice or barley, and slow cooking meat as well. Also good for making a broth, and that is also from La Crusette.
Love some La Crusette.
Yeah, they have very informational details about the different cooking methods on their blog. And yeah, so of course, as with anything else, learning new techniques takes practice, and you may mess it up the first time. You may try searing and end up completely having a burnt exterior with a raw interior. It happens.
I burnt my roux ones really bad. I ruined an entire pot.
Oh.
Yeah, I cried about it, but it's okay because I learned that when you make a roux, you have to be constantly stirring, and I was not constantly stirring.
Yeah, make sure you do a lot of research on the details of a specific cooking technique, as well as be mindful of the heat in your pan, because heat plays a really big role, whether it's super hot or super medium high. Be aware of that, and then how often you have to stir and different things like that. But if you mess up, don't be discouraged.
Yeah.
Just try again.
Yeah. And cooking things on high heat is not always better because it might be faster, but it might not taste as good.
Very true.
Tastes better when you do it low and slow usually.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it a specific.
If you're
technique.
searing, then you
Right.
need to have high
Yeah,
heat.
that's different, but generally speaking, I'm very guilty of that.
Yeah, I get impatient. I want to eat fast. I'm like, let me just
turn
turn
it
it all the way
up.
up half the time, and
Yeah.
then my kitchen catches on fire. So
Okay, yeah. Yikes. Yeah, it does.
We all make cooking fails,
Yeah.
that's okay.
even those of us who are professionals in the kitchen,
Which is none of us.
which is none of us.
Sorry, I shouldn't speak for you guys, but
No, I'm
No, I
know.
know. I was feeling so confident lately with I've been having really good recipes, and I'm I'm I can cook now. I have a cooking content channel. I can cook, and then I made that dish yesterday. I was so hungry.
I cannot cook.
I got a nice slice of humble pie.
Yummy.
We're all learning. It's a learning. It's a long learning process. If you're naturally good at cooking, you suck.
Yeah, you're the worst.
Because it
There's
takes
always
so
more to
much.
learn. I feel even the greatest chef in the world is still learning and still
Yeah.
figuring out.
As with anything,
Yeah,
always gotta be open to learning.
cooking is really a metaphor for life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You guys know that I don't know what her name is Korean vegan or something. She always is cooking and sharing stories about her life at the same time.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm
I
talking
do
about?
know. Yeah.
I'd be aw, that's so sad, when she tells that story.
She's stirring around. I'm oh, that's so sad. Sorry, I thought it was really funny. It didn't land well.
It's okay. It happens to the rest of us.
Yeah.
I'll be here later. Anyway,
I feel so
hope
scattered.
this was helpful, guys. We hope that you're doing better than we are at this point in the semester. Go get yourself a comfort meal.
Get a little sweet treat.
And give yourself some grace. And you're going to mess up, and that's going to be okay. Don't get discouraged. You deserve a little sweet treat this week, and maybe you should make it for yourself, like some banana bread.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have for y'all.
Yeah. Does anybody else have anything else to add? Any encouraging tips to get our peoples going and their cooking?
Good luck.
You got this.